Oh, the wiggle room's here, but you want to get started early. We are here with our final quarterfinals matchup for the Rocket League action. Team that makes their win made here moves on to the top 4 tomorrow. And I'm sure they want a piece of that pie. With Boise State, SDSU, and University of Arizona would be a good crew to be a part of.
Yep, I said that wrong, by the way. GCU beat ASU. Sorry about that, guys. 4 minutes, 27 seconds right here. Beast. Kind of hanging out in the back. We saw a little bit of offensive bullying right there, trying to get a physical play or something like that, and bump the defender out of net.
Yeah, it's close. You always want to go for those plays when you can to open the lane, but at the same time, not too many risks are going to be taken here at the very start, as players are trying to understand what's on the other side, what the enemy has in store for them. I talked a lot about Car and Chronicle. There's players that have the spotlight on if you're looking at the Northern Arizona side, but when we look at GCU Purple, who I haven't taken a look at quite yet, Nando is a name to me that absolutely sticks out. Been in the collegiate scene for quite some time. I remember him playing on GCU with Latumos, and they'd be running it together. Good to see Nando still front running for this roster.
Yeah, it's always nice to see players continue on their collegiate careers, no matter the school at the time that they were with which they were working. Obviously, you love seeing students stay there, play all 4 of their esports years at a single college, but continuing on wherever it is most necessary, right? Wherever they feel like they fit the absolute best. No scores quite yet. This isn't for lack of trying, though. A couple of shots attempted or so far for both of these squads.
It's just funny to me. You think about this game and compare it to the last match, Tugboat. It ended up 6-3. 9 goals in a single game. And yeah, we're coming up on the halfway mark and still nothing seen. But I don't mind it. Different tempo, different pace. And it might just take an unbelievable outplay to get a point on the board here.
Yeah, and hey, if you'll remember, folks, it may have seemed like a whole day ago, because it basically was. Loyola in Northern Arizona came out with not 1 but 2 overtime games to start out their best of 5 series earlier. Perhaps that's what's on the docket here for Northern Arizona University. They love to entertain.
Yeah, they really do keep that scoreboard close, and notably NAU getting those first overtime victories in that game. For GCU, maybe not the team you want to take to overtime because they've had the clutch factor. Wow, double tap set up there for Northern Arizona. A little bit dangerous, and it's going to continue that possession as well. Northern Arizona, great opportunity here, and it's sent away by Chronicle.
Yeah, and the Chronicle that we saw earlier against Loyola, and almost like, hey, 3 minutes for Chronicle to get this one done. But they do. Taking a look at our players, there you go. The faces of elation there for Northern Arizona University. 2 minutes to go, though. Their task is not complete.
You never know what you're going to get out of those players on land, right? Are they going to step up, yell, and shout across the desks, or are they going to, stretch a little bit and laugh? And that's apparently what we're going to see today out of Northern Arizona. They say, just another day in the office.
Ooh, down bottom, Northern Arizona University with a big clear right there. Now Nando come down here trying to collapse on it. What size is better of it? It's Froppy now in a foot race. Nando does it bring this one out? That's decent. If this was a little bit more centered, it might have been a goal. There's the follow-up. There's the pass, but can't do anything but put it to the corner.
Beast sees this one away, and Northern Arizona, that means you have to follow up with a defensive stance, and that's exactly what Chronicle does. 50-50, well taken, and will call out Froppy. Save, flip reset, ungathered. So has to leap back up to that ball and settle for a bump. Touching the ball in that regard. Slow play here for GCU. One player out of boost, so they're trying to send it to the wing. They do just that. Nando to the third of GCU. Shot comes to form, but it's a slow roller, Doug. Need a little more juice on that.
Yeah, a fantastic job from the defender as well. You saw them. They wanted to get involved, just trusting your teammate, getting into position, and now that is why Northern Arizona is in the offensive side.
Here we go. We're already down to that final 30 seconds. Ground pinch coming out from Froppy. Does end up short. I love the idea, but the Execution just lacking. Now it is Northern Arizona with your second goal. I called out Chronicle, I called out Car, and they're both on the board.
There you go, quick hydration for the player closest to your screen, love it. But yeah, Car, Chronicle, both of them getting one in. 22 seconds for Grand Canyon University to get it done against their cross-state rivals, or one of their cross-state rivals, I should say.
It's flooded over here with Arizona teams, and enemies are all over the place here for these Arizona teams, but it is Northern Arizona that we are focused on here. 2-goal lead, maybe not 3. One right off the crossbar, but it's not going to change the result. NAU, they've got a long way for 4 wins to get to the semifinals, but this is about as good as you could start.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, you'll remember, folks, is 2-1 overtime victory for Northern Arizona over Loyola to begin off their series, and then a 4-5, okay, overtime afterwards. A lower-scoring Rocket League game followed up by a very, very high-scoring Rocket League game. We have not actually hit double digits quite yet. We've got 9 scores in a couple of different Rocket League games, but now let's take it to the numbers. Beasts, kind of proving that name there. 5 demos.
I love to see it. I mean, I mentioned how Car and Chronicle were going to lead the effort on the offensive end, so what does that leave for Beast other than Boost Steel's demos and trying to facilitate the play, even as an assist to his name? So this is very much a full and holistic roster of Northern Arizona that you got to keep an eye out for, but where my eyes drawn to is those saves. Look at that, 7 saves for the 7 shots of Grand Canyon University. GCU stopped at every play they made.
Yeah, what that tells me is the Antelopes, Grand Canyon here, they're going to be putting up quality shots that are forcing hands of defenders, but it's just about passing plays and just getting one pass right here, because right now, Northern Arizona is doing their best brick wall impersonation, my man.
Over here in Pittsburgh, we like to say the steel curtain for the brick layered or steel layered defensive wall. Either way you want to say it, Northern Arizona, they got it. And they're looking to continue it here. Game 2 underway.
Little bit of pressure early here against Northern Arizona. Now Nando taking this one down, little bouncer, and it just goes back to the middle. A little bit of slower gameplay for Game 2 so far.
Looks to be that way. I like the corner read, though, from the players of NAU. I mean, they're really not afraid to go for that special play that could really take the opponent by surprise. I almost want to see that more from GCU, though. Having to be scoreless and going on now 6 minutes of game time with no goals to your name, you might have to start putting out something different at a certain point.
This makes a lot of sense. I mean, especially best of 7 series here, Pyro. A lot of times, after what you witness, especially this wasn't a shellacking in game number 1, right? Yes, it was a shutout, but it was a 2-0, right? It was a 2-0. So it's nothing really that you can, like, write home and be like, oh my goodness, like, I can't believe we did that, right? The fact that they've gotten so many shot attempts as well means that, there you go. That was kind of elongating that along a little bit, because I thought GCU was going to get this one done a little bit early. A scoring drought has finished in Arizona.
I'm getting jobs not done mentality there from GCU as we looked at the camera there in the bottom corner. You know, we had kind of a relaxed point of view there from Northern Arizona, and little to no reaction for Grand Canyon University. That is just the way they are dialed in.
A decent job of just keeping the ball away and utilizing the wall as best they can in that endeavor, Pyro. You really are looking at a completely different GCU squad, especially towards the back half of that game number 1. You're looking at a squad that was kind of scrambling a little bit. Like, they'd spent an entire game putting quality shots on net, right? So it's got to be a little bit irritating. Seems like a little bit of those nerves are gone, and now they're just more so playing the Rocket League game in front of them.
Sometimes it's all you can do. That's certainly what Nando will do. Coming off the corner, lost track of that ball, and now it's gone to the midfield, pass off the backboard. Here comes the shot as well, off the crossbar again. This is difficult for Northern Arizona University, because you just had that wonderful counterattack. Percolating chances. Nothing to go. Half flip save is there, though, for NAU to keep this close.
believe that was Chronicle there. Yeah, a lot of pressure from GCU, recognized quickly, burns everything to get to it, and barring that just tiny little clip play onto the ball, that really feel like that would have been some serious pressure that would have yielded to a numbers change in the scoreboard. As it is, Bean Boy, no boost to be spoken of as they're flipping all the way back. Again, this is a little bit of what we talked about now with New Mexico State and Arizona earlier. The maintaining of resources, wow, these just literally just play some basketball right there, man. A couple of dribbles, keeps it between your legs, and puts us in for a score.
I mean, he just slammed the brakes. How about that? I love it. They get basketball with a little pump fake on the football, whatever. It's a car soccer this time, and that is just a good old-fashioned fake. Now, Bean Boy could get the lead back for GCU here on the kickoff. Water falls it down in front of the net. No one's there to score. Robbie trying to make things happen with the back pass. Here comes the third now of Bean Boy. Bump's gonna miss. Shot's gonna miss, and GCU can't put it away.
And that's what we're talking about, minor physical plays here, Pyro. That was Beast. It just got a tiny little tap again. No need for a 100-mile-an-hour demo, right? And it had teammate not come forth and made a play for them for another defensive save, this would have been a score and another breaking of the tie. Down bottom, another demo as this crowd is getting electric. You know they're amped when we can hear it on our side.
Oh yeah, that is the perfect indication of a good esports atmosphere. Time to get loud, even if it's just game 2. Froppy in front of the ball there, moving it around to the midfield. Bean Boy, is it the bumper? Is it the shot? It's neither, and Chronicle survives the effort.
Off the back wall right here, Chronicle has been getting involved a lot more recently in like different parts of this field, more defensive side. Again, Carr and Chronicle are really the two-pronged offensive weapon with which NAU forges victories. As it is, it's been a little bit more of a split play, and I have to wonder if that's a result of physical play that has been played against them on stream or off.
Well, that's a good estimate. And you wonder as well, though, if time's going to dwindle to OT, because for Northern Arizona University, we have seen a high success rate for extra time. We draw closer there. They seem to become more empowered. Air dribble towards the net. Nanda with a flip just to quell the momentum. Froppy the flick, up above the bar. Bean Boy takes the shot, but misfires. Here it comes upfield now. Shot opportunity, just gets on Froppy's windshield to contend it away. Chronicle boosted enough for the air dribble pass. Missed there from GCU, hits the ground, and it will indeed be OT.
Northern Arizona cannot play a series without at least a little bit of overtime. Like I said, they live to entertain, and we're all here for it. We are all here for it. Carr, a little bit of an uncharacteristic miss right there as Chronicle rectifies the mistake right there. Kind of a random errant ball over there, maybe a miscoordination of comms.
Well, it's time to get it tight because for OT, you cannot allow for mistakes. Name of the game is capitalization at this point. All it takes is one mistake to burn, one mistake to punish, one flick towards the top corner to send this game away. GCU's defense has been nothing short of spectacular, though, to keep Northern Arizona University away. Robbie sends out to the corner, but it will be beat there from Chronicle. The demolition's there, the shot lane's not, and GCU bailed out once again.
A great job from the Antelopes there, realizing demo was coming in, and it's immediate rotation to net. Now more demolition, more physical play. Chronicle hand is forced. Another demo right there. There's no real pressure against NAU. Fantastic job eliminating the threat as it was developing.
And GCU, I mean, there's chances to make these flick opportunities happen, but they just don't have enough juice. You see him try to lean back for that backwards 90-degree flick, and it's just a light toss. One of these players needs to stand up and show out GCU to get this first win in the series. Froppy's trying to handle this ball past 1, 2 defenders. Gets beat on that 50-50, and that's going to send out the reinforcements of Nando to air dribble out to the corner, but that's a bullet to the net. Forces 2, diving in his base to the top corner. It's missed.
Whew, okay, getting our commentators a little bit nervous as well. Oh, that was just a bare miss right there. Maybe even a fake to try and get Defender to bite onto this one, but GCU has been spending way too much time in the defensive side of theirs. Now there's an offensive opportunity. The first one, it feels like, in about a minute.
Yeah, for GCU, I mean, it's time to tally them up, right? The shot counts have been few and far between in overtime, and now isn't really the time to play for efficiency. We are 2 minutes into this overtime, and we've got a wide open net to close it. Northern Arizona gets their second win.
Well, yeah, and this is just off the result of a real bad touch from, I believe that was Nando that we're looking at right there. Unfortunately, just comes off the wall, doesn't really get an ideal touch, and you got to feel vindicated a little bit. Higher level Rocket League, capitalization on mistakes going forth to deploy the real difference in this game number 2. It was a tiny mistake, and it was taken advantage of.
It's like a game of endurance at this point, Tugboat. Like, who can hold on to the consistency of this game for long enough? Because you look at the scoreboard, and it's pretty even from the beginning to the end, right? I mean, you may have more demos for NAU, but you can tell now that we're into the nitty-gritty of this series, now that game 1 and game 2 are finished, the skill gap between these teams closes to become so thin.
It was 2-0 to begin with, the game 2-1, and in overtime. Yeah, I'd say so. If you're Northern Arizona, you cannot feel comfortable within this series. You have to go forth and play another one. Here's the second thing as well. If you're GCU, Froppy, I believe, 5 demos right here, that doesn't impress me as much as what is not on the stat sheet, which is tiny little bumps that yield in scoring capabilities or capabilities with which your team can go forth and take possession of the ball. That's not what we were seeing right here. And what I don't want to see is any GCU player kind of getting suckered into like this boxing match of like, okay, well, you demoed mine. Well, you demoed them and it didn't matter at all. It's just another stat on a board, right? They'll be back in 3 seconds and they're going to have a third boost left, right? Okay, Nando taking my advice to heart.
Dang right. This is as beautiful as you can get. 1, 2, 3. Nando fires from the passive Bean Boy, and GCU lighten up the stage.
Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Big shout out to production staff giving us shots of players like right after the shots have landed, right after these goals have landed. What a cool way of doing it. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. On board a car right now, they're kind of flipping through the air and haven't really reached the ground in a while. Okay, Nando, I see you. I was not familiar with your game. 2 shots, 2 goals, 21 seconds in.
I don't even think Nando was familiar with their own game. This was just the longest clear that you could possibly produce. And at that point, you just cross your fingers and hope the defense isn't there in time. And talk about taking a team by surprise. This is GCU, who hasn't been able to score really much of anything this series. Now 2 in the first minute. It's as good as it feels like it's going to get.
Okay, you try and bring this out. We'll take a demo and more. Bean Boy making something sing down here. Goes for the defender. Tappy tap too high. That's down bottom. I think Froppy was anticipating this one getting hit way... Froppy? Okay. Again, not familiar with your game, apparently. I thought defender had this. What exactly happened? It's kind of an odd angle for us to try and tell. So he's on the bottom. Oh, just literally a hair's breadth away. Sorry.
Now, Beast was closing in on the play. There was just a complete misfire from Northern Arizona on the clear. And we've discussed this before, right? The name of the game being capitalization. If that mistake comes through from your opponents, you've got to be ready to punish. And GCU are definitely at the ready. It has been the name of the game to claw their way into such a great lead.
Yep, so here's a stat for you. First minute of this game, GCU scores thrice. That is 3 times more, to be exact, than they scored in about 11 and a half minutes of game 1 and 2. 0 scores in the first. That was a 2-0 win for Northern Arizona. 2-1 in overtime there in game number 2. So whatever they figured out right quick, and the algorithm is paying off.
Yeah, you think about it, too. We don't even have timeouts in this scenario yet. What a transition of play it has been. For Northern Arizona University, this is reminiscent of the past. I've got to mention it just because for Loyola, I believe it was game 3 that they conceded, and it was the only game they conceded. So this isn't really a raise huge eyebrows moment for NAU, especially if they're going to get this one from Beast.
It was a very good point. Northern Arizona took 2 overtime wins across game 1 and 2 with a scoreline of 1-2 and then 4-5, dropped by 3-2 in the very last. Northern Arizona was able to close that out with a shutout, 2-0 in that last game, the 4th game of that best 05. 2 more games at least, and the way this is going, it's going pretty well for GCU. Maybe a little bit of an extended series.
Could indeed be,
okay.
And I mean, I want to agree with you, Tug. I want to say this goes the distance, yet I think Beast has other ideas in mind. Look at that bump on the line as well. Did you see that firing onto Nando, getting him away? Wow.
This was in the easiest block of Nando's life. Otherwise, well, the best block is no be there. That's what Mr. Miyagi said in Karate Kid. Well, and that's 100% true because there's no capability otherwise.
NAU. This is some momentum for them here. And GCU, you've got that 3-0 lead that's now dissipated to 1. What can you do to limit the scoring here of Northern Arizona? Almost a third goal already comes out from them. But look at the way Nando's handling this ball. Lovely work. Goes for the 50 and puts it in line for Froppy to score. Yet he's going to take that to the sidewall instead. Long ball cross gets cut off well by Bean Boy. And now he may just have a lane to score. No, he's going to try and get behind it instead. I mean, at the very least, GCU, they're elongating this clock down to the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not against that. GCU pulls out like a really, really wonky offensive possession where they're trying all kinds of random things right there. NAU wisely just kind of slows down a little bit and is like, okay, well, we will play this ball when you eventually get it close to our net. There was no score, and then I love the idea though. And Nando, there you go. Somebody get a cap. Somebody get a cap. Throw it out on top because Nando has got a hat trick.
Lovely from Nando. Double tap. Defense has absolutely no chance of saving it. Best part is, I don't even think Nando had the double tap, but he's like, I'm about that life. And so here we go. 2-goal lead. Could it be brought back to 1? Chronicle of the kickoff gets denied.
A roll inside and a block. Another sustained shot, and Chronicle going to be singing their praises again. First goal here in game number 3.
Oh, wow. Northern Arizona, they've got victory in their scope. Targeted, ready to fire. Because the way they're battling back in this game shows that they're not ready to concede a single loss or concede a single win to their opponents. If I'm Grand Canyon University, I am stoic as ever. I'm trying to be as consistent as possible because NAU are ready to chomp at the bit.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Pass play inside and a fantastic block. GCU coming out on top. A physical play attempted there, but now only one defender back. A horrible position, and GCU makes the best of it. Absolutely love to see it, my friend.
Oh, Chronicle putting that one out for a teammate to get the long clear, but Nando has been pristine behind the ball. Beats 1, beats 2. Couldn't trounce the third on their march forward upon the field. Nando, though, I am loving what they're pursuing here on the field. Look at that double jump from the ceiling just to get another touch.
Yeah, if this series ended right now and we had to decide who on GCU to interview, that would be Nando 3 times out of 2. How about that? 4-3 scoreline as of right now. 30 seconds to go here. GCU, obviously they want to take another one to go, but at the end of the day, there you go. Score there for Bean Boy and a little bit of cushion for the Grand Canyon University Antelopes.
Oh, wow. This is sealing the deal here. If you're Grand Canyon University, NAU were clipping your heels, but now you've found your stride. Kickoff, if it's settled, that should be it. Demolition's there. They're going to kick that up the wall. This is great for taking and burning time. Flip, reset, shot. Deny, but it feels like the damage is done.
Yep. This game will be over. We're going to get a little bit of an extended series here. barring a really cool score here. Okay, well, they are going to get it, but that's going to be at 0 seconds. Chronicle and the rest of NAU will have dropped a game in this series.
It's not foreign to Northern Arizona University. Mentioned it earlier, they conceded a game against Loyola last time that they were on stream, so they know what it's like to bleed. But 5 goals. Tugboat, that is a demonstrative effort here from Grand Canyon University after they had only scored 1 goal in the first 2 games.
It is also, outside of the overtime factor, exactly what we saw in the second game of the best of 5 series with Northern Arizona. Exactly. So you got to feel like history is repeating itself a little bit here. Relatively low scoring affairs towards the beginning of the series, and then you get hard and heavy with everybody seemingly getting involved. Yeah, Carr, 3 assists. Which is fantastic, right? Absolutely fantastic. No scores, and he is the only one in this game that doesn't put a score on the board. 7 shots attempted for Beast, but you got to look at Nando again, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you just talked about Beast and Nando, because to me, both of them deserve the spotlight. Beast hasn't really been the resident goal scorer for this Northern Arizona team, but he came up with 2 huge goals that game to keep this close and to keep the comeback rolling. But yeah, Nando, hat-trick's impressive, but it's the way they maneuvered the ball past defender after defender during that game. There is clear composure and confidence behind the ball when it comes to Nando. In moments, it feels like he can just dominate the entire pitch. So I want to see more of that as we head our way into Game 4.
Bean Boy and Froppy right here. Like, I'm not saying anybody's been relegated to responsibilities by any means, but when you have a teammate who's playing like they are, you have to follow that hot hand as well. Carr looking for a little bit of pinch against the wall right there. Sweeping ball sent the other way.
It's about settling in here if you're either team, honestly, in this regard, because 8 goals scored in 1 game isn't as typical as people may think, and holding out on the defensive end could be the MO for a huge win. Nando focused on the offensive instead. Shot is there, and the bump comes through as well. However, 2 defenders were back in time there for Northern Arizona. Find the save away. Ball's coming off the ceiling. Froppy slowing it down for the air dribble. Dunk off the ceiling. And great positioning from Northern Arizona on the ball on the backboard to see it away.
Yeah, that was a great job from Bean Boy, not getting involved until they needed to, and GCU is remaining in the NAU's side of the pitch for that reason. Should be able to get picked up yet again. Now Bean Boy wisely decides, yep, I lost that possession. Going forth right here, dangerous positioning until we get something cleared off of backboard. Now, back the other way, Carr. They get something here they can't. No boost to be spoken of there as they burn everything in the attempt.
Oh, Beast trying to coordinate a touch there. Looked like a gymnast with the bending and the flipping, yet didn't find their mark. No 10 from the judges. There, and that was Grand Canyon's shot taker. Nando has to come late to the party, and it's a bit frowned upon. Shot easily denied. Up high. As the touch comes out back to the side wall. Dunk from Grand Canyon. They're trying to earn this possession at the midfield, but Northern Arizona has the better positioning. These 50-50s, they're sprawling out across the court. Oh, nice flip though from Froppy. That's gonna drive 2 of NAU to the ball, but Carr able to bail them both out as he extends it across the pitch. And this one coming together once again. Froppy a high ball. Sees Carr off the backboard once again. The defense coming through for Northern Arizona University. Possession hasn't been almighty for them, but the resilience is there, and it finally comes through. Chronicle scoring here.
Chronicle getting a score in pretty much every single one of these games, multiple of them in that previous, as Northern Arizona going to be the one to strike first. Taking a look right there. I'm not really seeing anything indicative or like that I can use to indict, I should say, either of these teams, like when it comes to like mistakes or what they need to clean up or anything else like this, outside of the NAU tripling up. And I said it, and then they went forth and turned it into a score. So can't be more wrong, can I, Pyro?
No, not whatsoever. And I sort of expected this situation as well, because when you have such a high-scoring game, it's odd in Rocket League. You usually seesaw the other way the next game. Teams like to settle in. Teams like to play a bit more defensive because it's clear you should not be allowing that many goals. So it's the only one goal scored with 2 minutes left is no surprise. Now down to 100 seconds, and that time's going to wear away quicker than they imagine. Grand Canyon University need to find some motive upfield.
Demos, and demos, man. This is more frequently a 2v2 than it is a 3v3. It feels like, Pyro. My goodness. There's another one. Okay, I'm not against it. I'm not even saying it like a bad way either. If you can eliminate the number of players your opponents have on your side of the pitch, that's good math. I'll say that.
Certainly is. Can certainly help. There are some scenarios where demos, I would argue, are not the best thing to do, but I still like the attitude nonetheless. Find that Carr is on the ball now, and Bean Boy, ton of space to work with here. He takes it to the air and will find the net off the demolition once again.
Yep, so 55 seconds left with the tying score here. Last time these two teams were in this situation, it went to overtime. It was about 90 seconds or so. If you're GCU, try and take this down in regular time, man. Especially given that this just happened and you were shut out of the first game. You don't want to see an overtime situation where it's all on the line. And then if you lose that one, you go down 3-1 in the series, match point quickly being the situation. Nice block. Nando read that one perfectly and just dashed in there as quickly as they could.
I mean, who better than Nando? That has been our X factor of the day for Grand Canyon University. Might have to be there for another save, but how do you get to that one? A beast.
Wow. Okay, so just rocketing this one against the walls, and eventually they find one that matters. GCU is, again, kind of like centralized on the left side of that pitch with nobody covering the other side of the net, and that has got to feel like a methodical play here for NAU.
Methodology coming through at the right moments. 20 seconds, and no more a moment for GCU than now to score and bring this to overtime. They've got to find it on the other side of the field, though. Bean Boy adapting to take control. Demolition does come through, though, and it's up to Froppy now. They get a full send to Nando, who can find the net here. Touch to the opposite post. Taken away. Ball slams up the ceiling. It'll find the corner and the ground. Northern Arizona score late to take their third.
Lumberjacks get another low-scoring affair going their way here. Series point quickly achieved. Northern Arizona takes another one down. That'll be it here in a 4-1... Not a sweep, a 4-1 victory, in this best of 7. Antelopes, you got nothing else to lose, right? Go forth, play that 5-minute Rocket League game ahead of you, and don't think about the fact that you got to do it 2 more times after that to take a win, right?
I mean, yeah, especially considering NMSU were in a worse stage, right? At Grand Canyon, they've got a win under their belt already. They have the win condition available, and the only thing to really consider is, sadly, it's not a low-scoring effort. It's exactly as you said. Score as much as you can, leave nothing behind, and serve up that hot hand of Nando. It comes down to the point, Tugboat, where these players in this LAN environment have sacrificed so much to be here and give their all, right? The travel, the entire day, the weekend, to come together as a team. The scrims they've done all season, they do it for LAN moments like these. You don't get a lot of them, some players. So GCU, with their back against the wall, I wonder how all their practice and this pressure can culminate in a good performance here.
Well, okay, good. There's no early score here. I was going to say, the good news is that GCU has taken every single one of their series to the wire, all the way down here, right? 10 total games between 2 best-of-5s, and they are no stranger to the long marathon that is Rocket League series. So, getting this one done, we know that they can do it. As I say that, though, NAU does strike first here. If this is indicative of our game 1, 2, or 3, then this is a big deal. If this is more like our game 3, 9 total scores, then it's no big deal at all.
And it's a drop in the ocean, right? We could never know. We can't foretell the future, but Beast is living in the moment with that first goal, with this pass and bump, with that No, not second goal. Oh, GCU bail themselves out here on the goal line. Fake there from Nando along with the pass. What a play from Nando to serve up Bean Boy.
All right, anybody ever wants to look for like the definition of a defensive effort into an offensive score? Well, clip the last 10 seconds or so, because that is exactly, perfectly what GCU has done. A one-score lead for NAU turns to nothing about 15 seconds later, and we still got a ball game on our hands. Excuse me, Bean Boy and the rest of GCU do it twice in the space of 5 seconds.
Watch this kickoff. The Northern Arizona player here on the other side. Yeah, that was not going to be on target. That was wrong place at the wrong time for Northern Arizona. You've got nearly your third kickoff goal in. Oh, we were trying to estimate it, Tugboat. It's looking more like a 6-3 than a 1-0. Holy.
Okay, another one right there. That'd have been the space of like 15, 18 seconds, something like that. But a great job catching that one, Pyro. I didn't even notice that was like technically last touched by an NAU player earlier. But as it is, they're going to hope that that mild, tiny, like millisecond mistake doesn't come back to bite them. Nando yet again from the top rope.
This guy's unbelievable right now. We talked about serving the hot hand, and it could be no less different than right here. Wonderful placement on this shot. You've got a goalie dead center. Send it either side, and it's in.
Nicely done. Nicely done. It just kind of seems like GCU is really comfortable off the kickoff, I got to say. Slowing things down. Maybe even take a demo for your efforts. Hey, why not? It's Grand Canyon University way. Love it.
Gotta keep an eye on these demo stats, Tugboat. I mean, it's hard to keep up with at this point. GCU just barely keeping up with the shots as well from NAU. I can't believe Bean Boy just got both of those saves. He denies a double and then a double commit from Northern Arizona University. Bean Boy, the unsung hero at this point for GCU, making it get done there on the goal line, and good for yet another. NAU just can't find a way around them.
Yeah, we were like almost giving out kind of MVP performances from individual games. It's been Nando a lot. It's been Bean Boy, at least this game and recently. Another shot attempt. That's Nando inside. This is set up off of a really errant touch off the wall, and nobody kind of answering that afterwards. Nobody from Northern Arizona kind of realizing this is a problem. Carr just a little bit slow on the uptake there, and that's going to be the fourth score for GCU.
Yeah, I think the clear definitely could have been stronger. To me, what really was the spotlight there is Nando's shot taking once again. I mean, he got it just alongside that near post, right past the first defender, and just under the second who had to kick it in their own net. Talk about threading the needle. And Nando is exactly that player you want behind the ball for GCU.
Robbie gets under this one. Great job. Looked a little dangerous there for a second, but no matter where it goes, and then, so, kind of interesting, right? GCU's fourth score happens exactly like this one, pretty much, right? This is put up off the wall. A member of the defense doesn't get the touch that they want onto it, and the rest can't correlate, or can't congregate, excuse me, in front of net in time. 4-2 as of right now. Another high-scoring game here for our fifth.
And I feel like we were kind of joking around, Tug, about, what if we saw another 6-3 game like we saw earlier today? No, here we are, well on pace to exceed that and see double-digit scoring between both teams. It is excessive, but it is what some Rocket League fans appreciate. So kudos to the LAN players for providing the entertainment.
Absolutely. Like I said, Northern Arizona, they love to entertain. I guess you really have to say that about GCU as well, because they've taken all of their series the entire distance, giving the people what they want.
That's what it's all about. At times. Other times it's winning however you need to, and it might be off the bumps. Oh my, one came through, almost a second there from Nando. If they're not there shooting, they're probably trying to clear the lane by decimating the entire NAU team. Coming off another demolition yet again. It's going to just be one defender of Bean Boy for GCU to try and flip and read that ball. Able to do so. Bump onto Carr. Will it be effective enough? It should be. Robbie on the aerial. It's every touch necessary. Screening down the sideline, though, is Northern Arizona University. Strong shot. Bump is missed. It's down the other line. It clears the whole lane from one bump to another. It's GCU that come out on top.
Yeah, and tell me if you have that same sinking feeling for NAU, and that's that this feels like it's the last effective score in this. What I mean by effective is, of course, NAU might get 1 or even 2 here, but it just feels like GCU has kind of solidified their Game 5 fate with that last one. Oh, Nani? What happened? What was that? Like, double fake. It doesn't happen often.
That was like watching synchronized swimmers or something. Potentially a fake kickoff from both teams. Be more surprised to see it from the GCU. NAU, I understand you gotta take a risk here in the final minute, being down 3. GCU are finding every which way. Stay out on top. Froppy. Aerial from their own corner. They're gonna get some extra touches out of this. Flip over to Bean Boy, who has no boost, and it's barely Beast who is able to get the block. 30 seconds. You gotta get a goal every 10 here, Tug.
Yeah, Chronicle looking for one as they were coming in, but as you said, pressure is on. Don't be surprised if you see NAU spend pretty much their entire time in this side of the pitch. Now with 15 seconds to go, that sand just ain't in the hourglass anymore.
It's not. It's dwindling down here. Final 10 seconds. Froppy takes flight. It's contended well by NAU, but of course, as we've said, it's just not enough. GCU look to extend this series as long as possible. They took 2 best-of-5s today all the way to Game 5. They've got their eyes now on 7.
Absolutely. So a 3-2 as of right now as we stare down the barrel of a game number 6. Here's another stat for you. Outside of that first game, 2-0, which really didn't feel, I mean, you know, we talked about getting shut out, blah, blah, blah. Didn't really feel like it. Everything else was a 1-score differential until this one. GCU putting a shellacking onto Northern Arizona.
Yeah, these demos have been absurd as well. I've just taken a look at this, and one of the most instrumental and turning point goals that we saw in that game was Northern Arizona moving upfield, trying to get a bump on the last goalie. They miss, right? GCU have not only done great on the demos and bumps, they've also evaded them. Turning around, they bump Northern Arizona's last, and that creates the free lane to score. It really feels like this game is coming down to who can play the physical game better, Tugboat, which is not always the case. It's not even often the case in Rocket League, but today, this boxing fight is.
Yeah, an absolute boxing match. Y'all thought the excitement was yesterday on Netflix. No, it is here. The CECC West up there in Sacramento, California. What is possibly the last game of this series coming on right now. If GCU does take it, we'll be looking all the way into a pathetic game number 7.
You know, the esports fans, the Rocket League fans, the fans of entertainment, they got their round 8 last night. They want the game 7 tonight. But NAU could do without it. Got to imagine Northern Arizona, they're pretty happy with how the game's gone already. They haven't conceded 2 to 3 goals in the first minute, not yet at least. Which was very much the case the game previous to this.
Yeah, so what, they like struck first and then GCU, it was like a quick one that was just completely constructed beautifully, and there's Nando. Can't talk about beautiful constructions without a Nando goal.
Yeah, teaming up with Beam Boy is exactly the case. This is an unbelievable angle that Nando takes, by the way. I mean, for NAU, how do you read that shot? How do you even expect it to be on target at that point? ECU throwing everything they can at the net. Surely that's not it! Froppy!
Surely you wouldn't do him like that, Froppy. Surely you would not. Surely you wouldn't take this touch off an NAU member and then send it down 3/4 pitch the other way. Doing him like that? Going all the way up to Sacramento and doing him like that? This is
I gotta visit Sacramento now. I mean, it's clearly the city of magic. I can't believe the tricks that are being pulled here in this game number 6. Nonetheless, what we've seen throughout this entire series, and so much of the surprise factor has favored GCU, whether it's through those demos, those wild pinches, or the magic of Nando. seen all day today. GCU Purple continuing to march their way to a Game 7.
Yeah, and doing a fantastic effort thus far. It is not time to switch up any strats. GCU is doing exactly what they need to. Looking at this 2-0 can be like elusive there, right? It can kind of make you feel better than. It's really more important than time left on the clock. Excuse me, that's what I'm trying to say. This is gonna be Bean Boy off the wall right here. Another offensive drive, perhaps, Pyro.
I like it. I like it. Northern Arizona University, for me to see them potentially take this Game 6, I need to see saves. Obviously, they need to score 2 in the next 3 minutes, but I want to be confident about their defense again. And that confidence has dwindled over the course of this series as Nando has perked up, as Bean Boy has popped all kind of opportunities through the net. It'll be another from him now. His second shot and first goal of this game.
Nice Bean Boy with one, Nando with one, and Froppy with one. A well-rounded squad in GCU is doing a fantastic job 20 seconds outside of halftime of extending this series. Going back to your point, I have to agree, like, you know, it was 5-2 last game, right? The fifth score kind of, you know, there's NAU just putting all into offense, trying to, you know, get some scores back right here, but I have to agree because they got to that 4-2 situation by not just really getting the saves in as much, man. The offensive, defensive efforts, and every single member required there, and that should have been a goal, and it is. Bean Boy puts in another one.
I mean, this is ridiculous, right? The swing that we're seeing. GCU throwing the hammer down against Northern Arizona University. I mean, we could talk all about how we want to see more out of the defense of NAU, but I mean, we just need to see a whole nother team because it feels like they're just a fly getting splattered on the windshield of a 90-mile-per-hour Fennec down the freeway.
I have to agree with you. 2 of these goals now have happened because I'm not sure if it's lack of comms. I'm not sure if it's trusting teammates. I'm not sure if it's that mild irritation setting in that comes from, like, man, we had this series, and now we're watching it slowly slipping away. But NAU, they got to trust their teammates, like, a little bit more. Obviously, the demos aren't helping. Like, GCU's demos against NAU's demos aren't helping. But at the end of the day, you got to make hay while the sun does shine, right?
That's right, but the sun has been setting earlier and earlier these days, and Northern Arizona will have to search for that light of the way as it dims more and more. 100 seconds. Game number 6. Very least, I'm sure they'd like at least a point, something to pave the way for the future. GCU, something tells me they don't want to give them an inch.
Oh, no, especially after they got shut out in game number 1. What a fantastic way to have gotten the last tying factor in such a way if they do complete that, right? I mean, they give up 1, still be a score difference of 3, but there's just that feeling, bro. That feeling of shutting out a team that has been doing fantastic against you in quite a while. And the defense for GCU stands up yet again.
Can't believe it. This is night and day. We want to continue with that comparison. Yep. GCU, the defense earlier, there were double commits, there were misfires. I mean, something has been locked in for this team. I don't know if it was a coach pep talk or it was the veteran Nando telling his teammates, hey, it's time to shape up. We are a better team than this. They certainly have been. This one's going to be a tough one to contend, yet Nando always finds a way.
So, from the base, gets onto the wall, jumps out, hits it backwards, lands with wheels on the ground, and gets back into position. If that's not a sequence that shows you how GCU's defense is playing, I don't know what will.
Unbelievable. Northern Arizona University, they're going to be watching film of this, and they'll have to watch it 3 times over to figure out how in the heck they haven't scored a single goal, not only in this game, but the last 30 seconds. Rebound after rebound, they're crashing the boards, yet they find nothing. GCU is a wall.
Well, yeah, they're going to watch it 3 times and a 4th in their nightmares. What a shutdown performance for GCU in this one. This is exactly what the doctor ordered right here. It's got to feel great, and you can see it. Just frustration over right here. This is the time they really need to be talking and whatnot. I'm not exactly sure how the timeout rules or anything else like that or mild breaks work with the CECC West, but right now is when I would be taking 60. Just a quick 60, talk to your teammates, figure out whatever it is that just happened and how you make that not happen again.
So the pseudo timeout in Rocket League when you're not granted them is to not ready up for the next game. All players respect it, but you can all ready up. If you're ready for the next game, you can wait and you get that 60 seconds. I agree. I think they're going to take that time to do exactly that. I mean, Tugboat, for me personally, as we head into Game 7, I want to give a special shout out to Valorant for being, slightly later in the day. I don't think we were going to get this game, and can you believe that this one wouldn't have been broadcasted?
That's hilarious, Pyro. Yes, big shout out to Valorant for what it just obviously matches that take a little while longer sometimes. Because if we didn't get this, I'd have been very sad. I'd been very sad. Here's a theme for you: GCU has gone to the final game of every single series they have played at the CECC West thus far. Are you not entertained, people? Are you not entertained? Now, where it stops, we don't know at this point. GCU came out on top of Arizona State University. They lost to San Diego State University. And now they're in the same 3-3, one-and-done situation, Pyro.
It's a comeback story for Grand Canyon University. For Northern Arizona University, it feels like the movie Holes. They've got a huge ditch to dig themselves out of. They have been silenced by GCU, and it's no better time than the present to get things going.
No, it isn't. Froppy, wise read onto this one. 50 collected there by the side of Chronicle. Solid shot attempt. Now back way the other way. NAU, wisely. They're respecting the rotations here and early. There's no deficit with which they need to overcome yet. So there's no need to stretch this field and put it all into offense yet.
Cleanliness of these touches coming out from GCU is unbelievable. Froppy had that perfect catch from the ceiling and swung it all the way around the corner. That's what's leading to chances for GCU. The smoothness of their plays, the boost steals in the corner. NAU, they're not even going to have the fuel to play defense anymore. Look at them all on 0 or nearly that. How can they keep a defensive wall postured? I have no idea.
Chronicle finally finds one. That's why you're going to be seeing them back, pushing about half of their boost total into that defensive effort. Now finally going the other way of the pitch for just a couple of seconds until Froppy got something to say about it.
Oh, he's got something to shout about it. These GCU players have been loud on the pitch. I hope that the fans and the parents and the friends can hear them in the stadium after every goal. Yet none have been scored in this game number 7. But speak of the devil, and the beast arises.
There you go. NAU, the drought has finished. What is that, 7 minutes and just about 7 minutes or so of no scores on board whatsoever, and NAU strikes first.
Beast, man. It's only been the second half of this series that he has perked up for Northern Arizona University. It was all about Chronicle and Carr in the narrative that I set up at the beginning, but what a surprise! Oh, is this anything but a surprise, Tugboat? It's a demo goal for GCU.
Look at this. Look at this. Just trying to get away from him. It's like, no, please! Manto right there gets the demo. You shall not pass. Can't even get into back to your own goal. It's a tie game, and there's 3 minutes left.
Back and forth we go. It's not much of a playground seesaw, though, is it? It's more of that boxing match we were talking about earlier, and there's going to be a knockout blow coming. That one diving into the corner as GCU look to extend this possession. They'll send another one there. Barely the goal line save now. As Froppy extends their position to the center of the field. This one could go anyway.
Great cut right there by Chronicle, realizing this one and trying to cut that in, maintain possession, and give team a little time. But, man, the NAU offensive efforts have just been anemic. They sit over there in the GCU side of the pitch, try to pitch something against the wall, get a teammate to get to it, and immediately is just cleared. On the other side, GCU is like fomenting these, right? Just going forth and setting it up, going in with boost and everything else like that, and everybody in positions where they need to be. Nicely done, though. This comes off the wall, and a quick possession turns into a goal for NAU.
Chronicle has just been silenced this game. And honestly, this isn't one of those highlight reel plays, but it is the smart play. That's what's needed in Game 7s is composure and intelligence and proper positioning. Chronicle was where he was needed.
See was. You can't be surprised when a player like Chronicle has shown us what they've been able to do all game. GCU coming really, really close to another quick answer to tie this game back up. Froppy going to be getting this one on, trying to get it to a teammate. I believe that was Nando, but back the other way. Nobody touching. Dangerous ball. Momentum continued here. Okay, I was wondering here, Nando or somebody on GCU was going to get this stop.
Yeah, whoa, GCU. That is not the GCU we know in the last few games that have brought this to 7. That one's not going to be on the mark, but it does show promise for this team to battle their way back. There's the touch coming out off the backboard. Someone's got to be there to shoot or to pass to Froppy. Are you kidding me? Who'd that hit off of?
I think that hit off of Nando. Nando just not really exactly where they need to be at the time. You gotta know when your teammates are making shot attempts right there, you gotta get out of dodge because you can block that ball just the same as the rest. But a tying factor. Froppy, another one. GCU and AU tied in a 3-3 series with 51 seconds to go.
Breathe easy, Nando, breathe easy, because otherwise we were gonna replay that own save again and again. But job's not finished. Under a minute in Game 7 and semifinals on the line here in the CECC West Regional. Will it be saved? Will it be missed? And will it be scored? It will. Chronicle answers again.
NAU, either they're doing a fantastic effort coming back, or they're doing a fantastic acting job of playing with their food, because this looked easy.
I mean, GCU gotta be hungry for goals here. Can't be playing with the food. Gotta eat it all every chance that comes your way. Nando's trying to create that here with the air dribble off the sidewall, going for the bump as well, but over the bump attempt is the defense from NAU. Just a few more saves to make to put this series to bed. Saved once again, clear underway. GCU a bit fragile here, but diving in is Nando for another save.
20 seconds to go here. This is the last actual, extended, elongated play that they'll have time to go forth and do. Try and pick up boost along the way. You gotta get this out. You gotta get this out of the side of your pitch quickly. Yeah, Froppy just playing with this a little bit. Decent, but great clear here. Gotta come off the wall and make something happen. Down bottom, a bouncing ball. Ooh. It hits the side. We are gonna get a roll 0 here.
You're kidding me. This one's still alive. Bean Boy needs to loft this up high enough for someone to get to. Nando does. It's dunked away, yet not dead. Bean Boy to Froppy. No juice left in the tank. Yet the ball won't die. The lip allows it to survive. This one, dimed by Bean Boy to the center of the field. And Northern Arizona University put a lid on the comeback.
I was talking about faces of elation. How about wow, okay, that's finally done right there. My, oh my.
Tugboat, PyroJ, thank you very much, gentlemen. Know you've been working all day long here. A couple of good matches you got, especially that ending, and we have to talk about it. With here, my man, Chronicle from Northern Arizona University, first and foremost. Game 7, exhilarating. You were out of breath back there. How do you feel now?
That was probably the most intense series I've ever played in my life, especially that Game 7. That Game 7 had us all sweating.
You guys were back there, saw the celebration at the end. That was insane to talk about. You guys are here. Now you're into semifinals. It's more or less a rematch now of Western Cactus League, if you will, only a couple months back. You guys are going to have to play at UA again, but you got to feel pretty good after that game to play against them now.
Oh, yeah, we feel fantastic after that. We're really excited to play tomorrow because in Texas in May, we didn't make day 2. We lost out in day 1 to Davenport, but we're excited to play day 2 here and be in the semis.
Yeah, you guys are in a day 2, West Regional, semifinals and finals coming up tomorrow. You will see the finals, but we'll see if NA can be one of the teams to get to the finals as well. Talk to me, because now you guys have an opportunity here to do what you didn't do before, win the West Regional, and then make it out. Not having to go through the big sky this time, having to make it out very early on, guaranteeing your spot to play already in day 2 if you win this West Regional. What would it mean for you and your team to win that one spot?
Yeah, okay, Squish. You know, that would just be amazing for us. You know, considering we have a new roster this semester, this year, and Carr being our freshman, coming in and just being able to perform like this on a stage, on a land he's never played at before, and to go into a clutch Game 7 in a situation like that, and to be able to win, it's really awesome. And we would love to get back to Texas and just not have to worry about anything for the rest of the year until then.
I actually want to invite you guys up here real quick. Gents, come on up here. I need your take on this as well. I gotta ask to one of you guys. Yeah, come on. I'll move you guys down a little bit here. Come on up. I gotta ask you guys though. I asked him. You guys were out of breath. Are you guys recovered yet?
No, not recovered yet.
You guys get to go day 2 tomorrow. You guys ready? You guys confident that you're taking on Arizona? Then would go on for the final spot for West Regional. How confident are you guys right now?
Well, I mean, we're feeling amazing. We would love to take it all, and we're going to prove to everyone that Northern Arizona is a contender.
How are you guys feeling?
Good.
I feel amazing. I mean, like, I'm a little shaky.
Put up your hands to the camera real quick. Just like, how shaky are you guys right now? Just like. All right, well, guys, thank you very much. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck in the semis against Arizona. That game will not be on stream, but the finals will be. We'll see if they can make it up onto the stage.